Hi everybody, I'm Cadenza. Let's read Lookouts, shall we? But before we do that, a quick introduction is in order. I'm doing it here on the game's itch page instead of within the VN itself because it does not have a title screen. It just goes right when you open it up, which is fine, but just necessitates me doing things a little bit differently from how I usually do it. So, also Happy Pride Month. I know I'm recording this on May 30th, but by the time this video goes up, it will be sometime in June. So, just thought I'd say that now. Happy Pride Month, everybody. Hope y'all are doing okay. Anyway, onto this. So, Lookouts is a visual novel that was developed by two people. You can see the credits here. Call, aka Call Doggo, doing the art and character design, and Hockey, aka Paranoid Hawk, doing the programming and the writing. Also featuring music by Jamie of Fake Gamer Comics. This was originally submitted to the Gay Western Jam in 2019, and people were just enamored with it. So they went back. So the developers went back and started working on a full version, and that released, I believe, last year. Yeah, last year. And I just think it's delightful. I really like this VN a whole lot. It's very cute, and I really like the writing, and it's just good. It's just good. So I want to share it with you all today. You can download Lookouts on itch for a name your own price sort of deal, and if you pay the equivalent of either £5 or $6.50 US, then you get a whole bunch of cool bonuses. There's like a whole big 40-page PDF art book, and there's extra art, and you even get some desktop wallpapers like this one. Okay. Enough preamble out of the way. This is the wrong place. Let's get started. So, you sure we can trust this friend of yours, Info? It'll be a crying shame if you're wrong about this. This guy is someone to ride the river with. He'd never sell me bunk information. That town has struck gold, that's what he heard. Heard? He just heard about it? What kind of source is that? We can't go off of rumors, you nutcase. But think about it. We'll be living like English kings if we take over a supply like that. What else are we gonna do? The last job was a bust. We got nothing left. Alright. We've had some bad luck and are running low on supplies. We'll take that town by hook or by crook. And if they don't have that gold, we can take them for what they do have and skedaddle. The lookout will go early in the morning and see what we're up against. But I reckon we can bulldoze this burg and have some fun either way. Make sure to bring us back some juicy details, won't you, tomboy? He firmly slaps you on the back. Laughter fills the camper on the roaring fire. Sounds like you'll be riding at sunup to check the town out. You feel it's best to get some sleep. The desert is an orange haze. Scorched sands whip up around your horse's legs, the sun hot against your back as you ride towards the town. There's not much to be done while riding. The desert is lonely, harsh, bare. Only thing to do is think. You don't like being alone with your thoughts so often, for so long. But you always are alone as the lookout. Alone being the odd stick of the gang. No one talks to you unless they need something. You daydream as you ride, like usual. Flights of fancy, settling down somewhere. You're tied to Curly Wolf and his gang, though. Is it so much to ask to be able to live in peace? To not have to fight for survival, always on the run? Maybe that's what your life will always be like, gang or not. A hunted outcast. They could have sent you off with some playing cards at the very least. You come to an outcropping near a cliff. Tying up your horse, you approach the edge and see the town come into view. A nice frontier town, small but clearly bustling with people. White painted signs on the wooden buildings glint and bloom in the midday sun. You can't see much else from way up here, and turn to go get your binoculars. You open your saddlebag and pull the metal binoculars out, brushing it against your poncho to dust off the lenses. Turning back to walk to the edge, a figure suddenly rounds the corner of the large rock you decided to set up camp under. Ah! Gah! Out of instinct, your hand snaps to your holstered gun and pulls it, trained squarely at the head of this new person. The bird, who seemingly came from nowhere, looks at you, clearly just as surprised and out of sorts from your own presence. He shifts backwards, eyeing your hand on your gun. The air feels very still all of a sudden, and given you have the upper hand, you take a moment to look at who you just crossed paths with. He's definitely an outlaw, like yourself. A rugged beak shining in the sun centers a face you admittedly find charming. His face and arms are marked with scars, and a large sawn-off shotgun hangs in his holster. Since he's a bird, you know to be wary, just like he'll know to be wary of a canid like yourself. Howdy there. What's your name, partner? Joseph. And what are you doing all the way out here, Joseph? You seem a dreadful long way away from where one might think you should be. Well, I could ask you the same question. You stare him dead in the eye. He's pretty calm for someone having a gun pointed at his head, but you can see some of his feathers quivering. Were you trying to sneak up on me, Joseph? Rob me blind where no one else can see? I bet you thought a fella missing an arm would be easy. No, sir. I had no idea you were here until I walked around this here rock. He pats the red stone beside him as if to make a point. Sir? What in the Sam Hill? You lower your gun, like your shoulder joint just gave out, and let it hang there. In all my years, no stranger has ever called me sir. Well, color me surprised, fella. You'd have to be blind or full as a tick to not see an upstanding young gentleman. Alright, now you're just licking my boots. The hawk puts a hand to his chest. God is my witness, I ain't lying to you. You holster your gun and snort a small laugh. May he strike you down as penance, then. What are you doing out here? Picking flowers? The smile drops from his face. He stops short and swallows, like he can't bear to say the next words. I'm part of the Black Vulture gang. I'm on lookout here to survey this here burg. That's very forward of you, considering I just had a gun pointed your way. I'm part of the Curly Wolf gang. I'll be damned, you boys have been all over the West. What brings you right here? Much the same as you, I would imagine. Rumors of gold. You'd have it just right. Well, I can imagine what my boss might want me to do, coming across someone who's sticking their beak in our business. Joseph tenses up, feathers ruffled. He understands full well what you mean. Conflicting interests and all. But he's not here. It would be a real waste of a good bullet to use it on you. Is that an insult, or are you trying to make a mash on me? The small jibe is enough to make you stop talking and search for the binoculars you threw when you pulled your gun, turning your face away to hide the blood rushing to your cheeks under your dark fur. You dust the binoculars off again and walk over to where Joseph is standing, his eyes keenly trained on the town. Don't need no binoculars then, huh? No, sir. These eyes can see all the faces of those people down there, no problem. Sir. Again. Maybe it's just a habit of his to call people that. Say, why do you keep calling me sir? I ain't your boss, you just that much of a polite suck-up? Costs nothing to be kind on the trail I've found. What do most call you then? Ah. You thought this might come up. Of course. You're surprised it took this long for him to ask about who you are. What you are. Most would say tomboy, I would think. Or other things I wouldn't repeat in such polite company. And what would you call yourself? The question takes you by surprise. Something else no one's ever asked you. I'd call myself a man. Huh. Is that so? He's gonna think you're a nut now, you just know it. You'd be better getting on your horse right now and riding back than staying another second around this stranger. How funny. I guess we're in the same boat if I'm picking up what you're putting down. Might say that the guys at the camp don't use Shove the Queer to talk about money. You nod at him, unsure whether to laugh or not. Neither of you seem sure what to say now. Instead, you hold the binoculars to the bridge of your nose and investigate the town, looking down into the valley. After a spell of looking at nothing in particular in silence, you take the binoculars away from your face again, readjusting to the late morning light. You glanced at Joseph's keenly trained eyes, then back to the town. You can't help but stare at the clump of a couple dozen or so buildings. You couldn't help but think about the real people's lives going on down there, every day. Deaths and celebrations, harvests, prayers. How you were gonna hurt them. How you were both gonna hurt them. I don't get it. Joseph's voice snaps you out of your staring. Why would Black Vulture want to come here? There's nothing here. No mines in use, no banks, and they sure as hell ain't rich by the looks of things. Maybe they struck a new vein. This is a miner's town after all. But you're right. Something strange going on. Well, two sets of eyes are better than one, right? You want to work together? You watch my back, I'll watch yours. Deal? A huge feathered hand shoots out at you in expectation. You look at his face, and you both lock eyes for a moment. You're not sure what, but there's something in his eyes that makes you feel seen. Being looked at, rather than through. You gently grab his hand, and a second winged hand claps on and gives your whole arm a big shake. Whoa, careful there, don't need to lose another. He lets go and puts his hands on his hips, smiling at you. Hey, come on now, let's get on down there. He walks past you and heads toward a winding rocky pathway down the side of the valley cliff. You take a moment to look at the town again, walking along the cliff edge to catch up with Joseph. Wondering if you could see how red your face had been under your black fur. And we're gonna call it there. Pay no attention to those. We will continue with lookouts next time as we join our two erstwhile cowboy friends as they investigate this town. I'll see y'all then. Thanks for watching.